So now that we've looked at how to fret notes and position the hand with our thumb behind the neck and having an arch to the finger and being on the right part of the fret, now let's take a look at some chords. These 5 major chords that we're going to start with are ones that are used in many, many songs, regardless of whether you're playing folk, country, rock. They're just chords you need to know, and they're ones that we'll play variations of later all up and down the neck as we get into more advanced things. So the chords we'll be looking at will be a C major, a G major, a D major, an A major, and an E major. We won't be looking at them in that order, however. We'll start with the easiest one to fret, just to get your fingers strengthened up. And this should be the easiest one to play. If we start with an E major chord, we're going to take the second finger and put it down on the second fret of the 5th string. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we always count down from the thinnest string. So we've got this twangy E string here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the 2nd fret. So I'm in this 2nd fret space, and as we talked about before, make sure that you're as close to the fret as you can be without being on top of the actual fret wire. So we've got the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and notice that it's got an arch. I'm on the tip of the finger. Next, we're going to need the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Now you'll notice in order to do that, I've got to scoot this 2nd finger back just a little bit. That's fine as long as I'm staying as close as I can. So I'm going to have this 3rd finger right next to the fret wire and the 2nd finger as close as it can get while still making room for the 3rd finger. After that, I'm going to take the 1st finger and put that down on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. So I'm going to hold all those down at the same time. Notice my thumb isn't up over the neck, it's back here. I'm on the tips of the fingers with them arched over the neck. And I'm trying very carefully to stay off of the 2nd and 1st strings so that those are able to ring open, so I don't want to mute those as I go behind. And I'm going to strum all 6 strings as I go through it. Now one other thing that I'll mention is as you go through these chords, you want to be very careful as you're practicing them to pick every string by itself and listen to the tone that you're getting. So you want to check that you're not getting buzzed notes. So as I'm picking through that, if I notice that I've got notes that aren't ringing out properly, there's a problem and I need to address it with a little bit more scrutiny. So we'll talk about how to fix those problems in our next segment.
G chord, C chord, A minor, and D chord make up the song. I can leave my 1st and 2nd finger in place. My ring finger slides into the 2nd fret of the 3rd string.